Hi everybody, it's Kitty. Welcome back to my channel. Sorry it's been so long since I last filmed a video. We've recently came back from overseas holiday for 2 weeks and it was we had a great time, but it was absolutely exhausting taking two children on an overseas trip, so I'm glad to be home. But since coming home, I had a mountain load of work waiting for me, so I've had to power through that before I got some time to film a video. So today's video will be a what's on my wish list for 2024. I thought to get, things in a good orderly fashion, let's go through them in categories. So the first category would be my absolutely first love, which is handbags. So which handbag am I looking at purchasing and including in my collection? I think this year, again, I'm going to be focusing largely on Hermes bags, just because as you start to come in contact with Hermes bag and appreciate the quality, sometimes it's very hard to be able to go back. But what's on my Hermes wish list for 2024 would be a Kelly bag. So a Kelly bag is my absolute on the top of my wish list. My SA knows that. So I've got either Kelly 25 or a mini Kelly on my wish list, but it's actually really hard to be able to get offered a Kelly bag in Australia. It might actually be harder than a Birkin 25, which is what I got offered last year. So I'm working towards getting a Kelly bag, and it's going to be a lot more, I think, that I need to build up on my spend profile. But in the meantime, I thought, what other Hermes bag might I be interested in? And I think the one that I'm currently got inklings towards will be the Hermes Lindy. So I always quite have loved like the dumpling slouchy shape of a Lindy 26. So I'm thinking of adding a Lindy 26. There's also the mini Lindy that's been very, very popular in the past 2 to 3 years, just because it's a really cute bag, but it's only a crossbody and it's cute. I might consider it. However, I think if I had a pick, I would go with a Lindy 26. So Lindy 26 in perhaps like a lighter neutral color, or in a light pastel color, like a light yellow or a buttercup yellow, like Nata might be something that I might consider. I do actually have a love towards lighter bags. But with the Kelly 25, the actually color combination I have is either Kelly 25 in Etain with gold or rose gold hardware, or in black. So I do want something quite classic with the Kelly bag. So I do quite love, even just a black Kelly, and that will be on my wish list. Just because, as you all know, black is the bag color if you're looking at the bag retaining its value. If you ever get in strife and you need to sell your bag, the black colored handbags will give you a better return. So those are the Hermes bags that's currently on my wish list. And in terms of any other brands, the brand I'm interested in and might consider adding will be a bag from Dior. So I quite like Dior. I do like its aesthetics. I love its femininity. Dior bags are quite beautiful. I do have a Lady Dior in black, which is quite classic, and I love that. And I think I might be interested in adding this the mini size, I think, of the East-West Dior bag on certain image here for you to know what I mean. That bag actually fits my phone, so it passes the usability test tick, and it's such a cute bag. I think it's a really small and cute evening bag that you can take out. It does have a crossbody strap, which is quite useful. So I think for my daily essentials, which is just my phone, perhaps a lip product, and my little card case, I think it will fit it all in there. So I am considering getting that bag for 2024. In terms of any other brands, in terms of Chanel, everybody knows of the crazy Chanel price increases that keeps happening, which really is pricing a lot of customers out of the market and getting a Chanel bag. I already have 4 Chanel bags in my collection, and I feel quite content with the 4 that I have. And I don't have that inkling of wanting to add another Chanel bag, but I do quite love the look of the Chanel 22, but in the small mini size. So, you know, if I really get the opportunity to pop into a Chanel store, I will be interested in looking at that bag and trying it on and seeing whether or not I fall in love with it. Besides that, Louis Vuitton, I know the last 2 years Louis Vuitton has come out with a ton of new styles. There's quite many new cute bags. I know, like in terms of the big one, the carryall, that has been super popular from Louis Vuitton. I am not a super big monogram fan of Louis Vuitton, so that's why I kind of like don't have the strongest desire to add a Louis Vuitton bag. But I do believe, Louis Vuitton do make quite beautiful products as well as bags. If I were to consider something from Louis Vuitton, I might actually look more towards the ready to wear or scarves. I do quite like that aesthetic from Louis Vuitton, so perhaps something that's less logo centric for me. I do like kind of more that quiet luxury look. So because of that, I do also tend to gravitate towards brands like Celine or Loewe. I believe they're two of the brands that do quite well in terms of the minimalistic luxury market. So I could probably be picking something up from either or of those two brands in terms of bags. I do actually considering adding another work bag into my rotation, but I think something like a lighter backpack. So in terms of a lighter backpack, which I will find quite useful in my commute, so I currently have the Celine Sangle, which is like a shoulder bag, but it is, a one-sided shoulder bag. I tend to always have it on my right shoulder, which sometimes, being the weight after you add in your notebooks and your lunches and your laptops, it gets really quite heavy. So I am thinking of getting a backpack where I can pop on, both shoulders to distribute the weight. But in terms of light material, I'm probably needing to consider something like a nylon backpack. And I know there's a few brands out there that do make them quite well, such as Prada or Burberry or even Longchamp, but I haven't really had a look into it yet. So I might, do some research, or if any of you actually own a nylon backpack which you would recommend to me, please leave me a comment and I will definitely check it out. In terms of the next category, let's talk about fine jewelry and watches. So I do and have developed a love for, fine jewelry. I have added quite a few pieces to my collection. I don't think I'm going to be stopping anytime soon. So I would love to add more fine jewelry. So either in terms of like a bangle, so to match my Justin Claw from Cartier. So it could be like from Cartier, a bangle, or from Hermes, one of their solid bangles. I know Van Cleef also makes one as well. Might be considering one of those. And then I've also would love to add some more diamonds to my jewelry collection. And that brings us to the question of, lab grown versus natural diamonds. I'm not partial to one or the other. I believe lab-grown diamonds are just as beautiful as, natural diamonds. There's like lots of pros to lab-grown diamonds besides, it being like a third of the cost of a natural diamond. Lab-grown diamonds are still chemically the same composition as a natural diamond. It is still a diamond, but it's just formed under different pressures to get a diamond to form in a much shorter time compared to a natural diamond. And then with natural diamonds you're facing there's always ethically mining issues as well. So I'm not partial to one or the other. It's just in terms of if you wanted to grab something to save you money, then obviously do consider the lab-grown diamond market. I believe that's a great alternative. So I might want to grab a pair of diamond earrings or like a diamond bracelet to add to my collection. My mum has gifted me a few diamond pieces when I got married. So I might actually end up digging those out and wearing them and seeing what I actually like in terms of style. And lastly, I would love to add another watch to my collection. So recently I've had a look at some watches. I understand that some watch brands can be considered as investments, kind of like your Hermes Birkins or Kellys, and but to get one of those watch brands that will be considered investments, you have to be on a very, very long wait list. It's kind of like the Hermes bags where you need to be considered as a loyal customer. But again, you know, how long, I don't even know how long that you're meant to be on that for. So I don't think I'll be able to reach one of those watch brands, but I might be looking at something like a Cartier where you can just get. So I am quite interested in the Cartier Balloon Bleu watch. I think it's quite cute. It's got that round moon face. It is got a bigger face, but I don't know how that's going to look on me because I do have very small wrists. So I don't know if that'll look awkward on me because my wrists are quite small, so I'm just worried that the whole watch face will actually take up, you know, the whole wrist. So I might have to pop in the store and see what it looks like, and yeah, try a few more styles on and see what I like. After that, I would love to add more ready to wear or clothing pieces to my collection. I would love some more tailored classic pieces to add. My wardrobes tend to be quite more on the classic side. I don't really have many like trendy pieces, and I like to keep it that way. I like to keep growing a timeless wardrobe. This year I have noticed a lot of those, I think it's like the ladylike trend where there's a lot of tweed jackets. Tailoring is really important, some nice gold buttons, and I quite like that aesthetic. So I think I might be adding a few more jacket pieces to my collection. Of course, one of my dream will be to add a Chanel tweed jacket, but again, I believe you have to be one of their VIP customers for them to be able to sell you one, especially one of their classic black, like 4-pocket Chanel tweed jacket. So I might be considering looking on like the resale market to get something, so a classic Chanel piece to add to my collection. Dior also do really nice ready to wear pieces, which is quite feminine, so I quite like that. So I might be considering some Dior ready to wear pieces as well. And I think besides the actual luxury goods, this year I would like to really focus on skincare. I am getting older and I'd like to dedicate, you know, a bit more time, a bit more money on my own skin. Recently, I think I've really nailed my skincare routine. I think I'm, you know, using a combination of products which works really well for me. I've noticed that my skin's been a lot more glowy. I don't currently have any foundation on, and I quite like that. My texture has been quite nice. The pores have been quite minimized. I do get the odd breakout here and there and the acne scarring that accompanies it, but then it clears up quite well and quite fast. I've actually found a kind of like a Korean skincare, like a skincare place which I will be visiting hopefully on a more regular basis, and the therapist there has recommended that I start some laser toning to help reduce some of the pigmentations caused by, you know, acne scars in the past. So I am quite excited to be starting that. Don't know how I'm going to react to it. I don't know if I'm going to be a big baby about the pain. She assures me that there's not really, you know, much pain with laser toning, so we'll see how it goes. If you guys have done it before, please let me know what's your experience, just so it might ease my nerves a little bit before I start a course of laser toning. And besides that, I would love to be able to go on more holidays with my family for 2024. I think it's always good to be able to spend time with family and the one you love, and just, you know, keep building memories, because at the end of the day, those are what you look back on and actually you know, appreciate as well. So that will be, I guess, my plans for 2024. I mean, I know I'm going to be picking up other things and accessories like, you know, belts or shoes here and there, which I'd love to share with you guys. But yeah, in terms of the bigger ticket items, those are the ones that I've currently mentioned. So if you guys have any tips for me, especially if you actually own some of the items that I've mentioned that I'm interested in, please leave me a comment. I actually read all my comments and I love the interaction that I get, you know, with you guys. It will be great for me. I do love to do a lot of research before I purchase anything big, just because, you know, you want to be comfortable, you want to be happy with what you buy, because you do work really hard for the money, so you want to be able to be fully satisfied when you do decide to add something new to your collection. So if you guys got any tips or any feedback for me, I really will appreciate it. So I think that's it for me for today, and hopefully I will see you guys in another video soon. In 2 months time, actually, my birthday's coming up, so I am currently considering what to get off my wish list. So we'll see which items I'll be able to tick off my wish list So I'll see you guys soon in another video. Thanks so much, guys. Bye.